what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Yeah, I am streaming late tonight. So first off, let me give shout out to the channel members right there in the ticker. You guys know who you are. Thank you guys so much for being a member of the team and joining the membership here on YouTube. If you're on the Facebook side, thank you so much for also joining the Geeks Den, the spot where I share a lot of stuff that has to do with tech or whatever. So Yeah, let's kind of kick it into high gear. So first of all, it's like 7 minutes until Valentine's Day where I'm going to announce who I love. I'll probably embarrass her. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, we're gonna be talking Android, and I am going to answer some of the most top questions about Android, the what goes on with Android, how it works out with different OEMs, why fragmentation is still such one of the biggest headaches in Android. It's still there. First of all, we'll say what's up to Philip McKinnish. What's going on? How you doing? Welcome. I know it's pretty late, so I normally don't stream this late, but I decided, I mean, the missus is hanging out, so I figured I would go live. It's kind of I got a little alfalfa hair going on right now. Oh well, it is what it is. I look ridiculous like this, so but well. Oscar, what's going on, bro? How's it going, man? What's up to you and what's up to everybody? So thank you for joining me here. I'm actually going to talk a little bit about Android. I just finished an actual live stream on Facebook, and I know, talking politics or whatever. I do. I don't talk about it very often, but I do. And so if it ruffles any feathers, hey, it is what it is. But if people are going to out me because of my political point of view, that's kind of jacked up because I don't out anybody for their political point of view. But it is what it is. I can't control people. I can only control myself. That's the only statement that I am going to make right now. Before I get into it, though, first of all, if you guys do want to help support the podcast, keep the podcast going, I have big ideas to convert this podcast or to do something a little bit different. There's one where you guys can support the podcast. Right down there's a PayPal link. Any monetary donation is appreciated. But one of the biggest ways that you can help is by hitting the thumbs up, smashing the thumbs up, and sharing it on social platforms. That does help circulate these podcasts. Can't rely on YouTube's algorithm because I don't put on, flashy, weird clothes and shake my tail to get attention. So, Serrano, what's up, bro? Thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate you. Hopefully you stay for this. Maybe I don't know. This might be an hour-long podcast. I'm not entirely sure. Don't mind my kids if you guys hear them. It is Saturday night. They are all gathered together, playing around and whatnot. So you're gonna hear kids going, but that's kids, man. So, anyways, yeah. If you guys want to follow the Facebook page, there it is, the Geeks Den. Just go. Was it facebook.com/groups/ the Geeks Den, all one word. You guys can follow there, share your stuff. Appreciate it, bro. You hit the like button. I really appreciate that, man. And then also, if you're on Facebook and you want, if you're going to post a comment and you want me to know who you are, go to streamyard.com/Facebook and accept the terms and conditions. And then it won't show your, like if you see down here where C Butler, how it has his name, his logo for YouTube side. If you post on Facebook and you don't accept the terms and conditions, it'll just put you as Facebook user. It would not show your Facebook account name because of your privacy. So just letting you know that. So if you're on the Facebook side, you want me to know who you are, you got to accept those terms and conditions. So that way, when you post, I can see who from Facebook is posting that. Anyways, right now we're going to kick it off. Let's start the Android Q&A. So we have Corporation X Pre. What's up, brother? What's going on, man? How's it going for you, bro? All right. So I figured I'd do this because first of all, I'm going to give credit to Gene because Gene asks these wonderful questions whenever I start talking about Android, and I'm trying to explain to him how Android works, the problem with Android and fragmentation, why that's such a big headache, and why it even exists in the first place. So again, I'm gonna go do that again. So shout out to Gene. If he's, I don't know if he's asleep already or what, but if he watches the replay later, he'll know that this podcast is dedicated to all his questions because Android is very different from Apple's iOS, right? Apple has one phone hardware, the iPhone. Samsung doesn't make a phone that runs iOS. Motorola does not make a phone that runs iOS. So doesn't deal with fragmentation on that level, right? Apple does update previous devices as well as their next release, right? So when iOS 15 comes out with, the iPhone 13, iPhone 12, 11, 10, 8, and I think that'll be it. 8 will be like it because I think iPhone 7 will probably get it, but that'll be the last update that iPhone 7 gets, and then it'll be cut off because iPhone 6s and iPhone 6 have all been cut off from getting updates from Apple. He's asleep. I figured he was. So Apple doesn't deal with that, but with Android is an open sourced operating system. It's licensed to, Samsung to use. It's licensed to Motorola to use. Therefore, one of the things that Google cannot do with Android is they can't go to Samsung and say, hey, your Samsung Galaxy J7 2017 model needs to be updated to Android 11. They cannot force them to do that. On the other side to that, Samsung cannot sell Android software updates. They just can't. They can't tell people who have a Samsung Galaxy J7 2017 to say, hey, if you guys would like Android 11 on your phone, you need to pay us $15 to get the software update. They can't do it. Just like Android can't force these manufacturers to forcefully update previous devices, manufacturers cannot sell it. So, with that being said, we deal with the dreaded thing called Android fragmentation. If you guys are wondering what's going on, I have my TV on for light source, and it's Chromecast is switching photos. So some photos are dark, some photos are light. So yeah, you'll see it. But anyways, so that is one of the main problems that people hate with Android fragmentation. Let me pull up and see what Android fragmentation is today, like what it looks like. Okay, where are we at today with it? I mean, if you guys really want to know, if you really want to know what it looks like, this is from OpenSignal. This was, when was this posted? This was posted back in 2017, but this is where it was at in 2017. And geez, do I hate ads. But okay, let me share this with you guys. Play a YouTube video with a white screen. No, I'm not gonna do that right now. It's a good idea, but no. I'm not worried about how the lighting is and stuff like that. To me, the information being shared across is most important than how I look. I really don't care how I look. But I know some people are going to ask and be like, what the hell is that going on in the background? So it's the only reason why I'll just, make a note of it. Okay, so as you guys can see right here, we have a chart. This chart basically outlines the fragmentation in Android, right? So it shows like, the various different devices that was out in 2017, model numbers and everything like that. And yeah, it will tell you, gives you a little synopsis of the differences between iPhone and Android. All the stuff you can really see right here. But this is not the chart exactly what I'm looking for. What I'm actually looking for is the pie chart, the most recent. So I guess I should probably just put it like in like 2020. Let's just go to that recent data if we can find it. No, that's a 2017. I'm not looking for 2017's data. I'm looking for 2020's. Data collected during a 7-day period ending in May 7, 2019. Okay, that's 2019 data. But I am looking for 2020. Yeah, because it's crazy just like how it goes. All these pie charts. I just want to see like what percentages is like on Android 11, what percentages is on Android, 9, 8. What do we have here? This was from when? Well, I'll just take this data right here. Okay, let me stop sharing for that screen. Android 11 is okay. I'll get to the chats here in just a second. Let me just share the screen real quick, and then I'll answer some of the. I'll post up on the chat here. All right, so we have that up here. Let me get back over here to, let's see. Xperia 5, you need to try it. Since we are talking about Android, it's a must. It's a must. Sony is so underrated. Android 11 is okay. Latrell's got to go. All right, Latrell, bro, take it easy, man. Enjoy the rest of your night. And happy Valentine's Day to my lovely fiance, Angelica. So if she's watching or she watches the replay, love you very much, babe. Thank you for putting up with my crap for so many years. Yeah, thank you for working hard. Thank you for all the delicious meals that you cook. I thank you every day for it, but today I just want to announce it on the live that I love you very much. And later today is going to be pretty special, so can't wait. All right, getting back to this. So if you guys can see here, right? So we have the Android platform version, and it goes all the way up to Android 10. So that for this chart, that was the most recent Android 10, right? And see, this is what's considered Android fragmentation, right? Cumulative distribution. So you can see there's quite a lot of Android devices out there that still run Jelly Bean. Different version of Jelly Bean, because there was a 4.1, 4.2, and 4.3. All those were Jelly Bean. Then you got KitKat at 4.4. You got Lollipop that actually jumped to 5, so 5.0. Then you got like Lollipop 5.1. You got Marshmallow at 6.0, Nougat at 7, and then another version of Nougat at 7.1. You had Oreo at 8.0, Oreo at 8.1. Then you had 9.0 Pie. You had Android 10 at 10, right? You look back at Jelly Bean, 4.1, 99.8%. You have 8.2% with Android 10. So I mean, this is what Android fragmentation is, right? It's there's a lot of devices out there that still run Android 8, and because they're running Android 8, like I know some people don't want to believe this, or they just don't want to hear it, but it's not going to get Android 12. Here's my rule of thumb when it comes to Android: if you have an Android device, that is running Android 7.1, Android 8.0, if you have that, chances of it getting Android 12 this year, 0. 0. And it's not Google's fault. I know some people don't want to hear that. Some people don't think that's a popular answer to all this. It's not Google's fault because Google cannot force Samsung, LG to update previous devices to the latest version of Android. They cannot. They're not running this thing like a dictatorship. Okay, they just put the operating system out there. It is up to the OEMs to do it. And of course, all this has to do with money. Money is the root to all this. So if they can't sell Android's operating system as an update to users, they can sell new hardware to those users who will get the latest version of Android. That's where it is. There is no way around it. And you can hold your breath out and say, well, I have a 2018 Android phone that I'm holding out, it'll get Android 12. No, it won't. If it hasn't updated to the next version of Android, it's not going to jump several iterations ahead. It's never gone that way. Never gone that way where something could sit on Android Oreo and then completely bypass Android Pie and Android 10 and was updated to Android 11. It's unheard of. It usually goes up to the next iteration if they plan to keep that phone relevant. Now, there are times where the OEM will update a phone, even if it's been out for a year or two, they will update it to the latest version. And that really boils down to Is this phone making them money? Right? Like, can you imagine if the Sidekick was making money? Because Samsung bought the rights to the Sidekick from T-Mobile. So the last Sidekick released on T-Mobile was actually manufactured by Samsung. Now just imagine if that phone was super popular and people were still spending buku dollars on it. You would see it get the next version of Android, the following version after that, and the following version after that, because they still want people to buy. Because I know there's people out there that's going to be like, the phone's been out for 3 years. Okay, I really, really wanted to buy the Samsung Sidekick, but it's outdated software. So to alleviate that consumer from thinking about it, they'll just update it and be like, yeah, it's on the latest version of Android. Oh, okay, now I'll buy it. Excuse me, I'm parched. Get back over here real quick. Art Dog says I have Android 11 and couldn't really tell you what's new about it. There's not much, but Android 12 is actually shaping up to have some things, if true, on some of the things that Android 12 is presented. What I talked about last night. While the percentage have gotten a lot worse. Yeah, it has gotten a lot worse because manufacturers pump out phones left and right. You look at Samsung and how many phones they have out there. Take out the Galaxy S21, take out the Galaxy Note 20, take those out of the equation, right? Take out the flagships. Just look at all the mid-range and budget phones that Samsung produces. There's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of them in the market. And when you don't update these adds on to that terrible number in the Android fragmentation because of what's in there. What? Did you ask Xavier? No, he said he don't want to be climbing. Not right now, son. I'm running a show. Ask Xavier to help you. Ask Xavier to help. Get. I know you can see yourself. I'm live streaming, son. You know that. Oh gosh, it's funny. Anyways, so you have Samsung who puts out all these phones. You have LG that does the same thing. LG puts out all these phones. Motorola puts out all these phones, right? It adds to the number of devices floating out there that are not updated to the next version of Android, i.e., it creates a bigger mess of fragmentation. That is it. That is literally it. That's what happens. You know what I mean? And why are they pumping out so many devices? Why are they doing that? Well, obviously they're doing that because money. They want money. They know there's some people out there that's not going to spend over $1,000 on the Samsung Galaxy S21. They know this. Well, not the S21, but the S21 Ultra, right? They know there's not people that's going to spend that kind of money on those phones. So they got to make they got to make phones that fits people's budget price range. By doing that allows them to make money off of that said piece of the market. But it also floods the market. And then, of course, like I said, they can't sell software updates. So if they can't sell software updates, they're going to sell more hardware with latest software, because then what they're okay with is if you, the consumer, are like, I have last year's model phone and it's not getting any more updates. So there's a new model of this phone for this year coming out that will have the latest version of Android. I'll just go ahead and spend $150 on that. $150 is better than $0 for a software update. But it ceases to change. It ceases to change. They are not going to update older devices. Now, if you're looking at the Google Pixels, obviously they're going to update at least 3 years. At least 3 years, at least 2 major software updates. Now, some people argue that point and say, well, that's kind of ridiculous. Why are they going to do that? Doesn't make any sense. They should do 5 years. I disagree. I don't think they should do 5 years. 5 years of software update on the Google Pixel phone. I mean, the hardware is going to be outdated by then. It's not going to be obsolete completely by then, but it's going to be outdated, for what they're wanting to add into Android, right? Any new features they add into Android, if the previous hardware cannot run that feature, it's going to run like crap. So 3 years, 2 major software updates, and 3 years of security patches is fine by me. Most people buy phones every year nowadays. So for me, it's when I have the money to do it. But usually I have the money to do it the next year, sometime in the next year. Like I may get the Pixel 6. Well, actually, I'm going to get the Pixel 6. Let me change it around. I'm going to get the Pixel 6. It's just not going to be on the day of launch. It may be for Christmas in December. It may be February of 2022 that I get the Pixel 6. I may be late to the game, but I'm going to have one. Unless what's their names? Team Pixel discovers me and says, "Hey, they're going to send one out to me," which most likely will never happen. But I have to pay for it myself. I'm going to pay out of pocket. It's going to come at the time that I can spend that money. And as you guys see, I have kids. I can't just completely ignore them to buy phones. So, um, yeah, I'll eventually get it. So people are like, they're updating their phones like at least every year. The longest I've seen someone hold on to a phone too is 2 years. And I'm talking about like a person who's like immersed in mobile technology and loves using it. My dad doesn't count. He uses smartphones, just to stay in contact with family. He will use the phone until the camera module falls off. I mean, he didn't even upgrade from his Samsung Galaxy S7 last year. And I said he had a Samsung Galaxy S7. The only reason why he upgraded was because I gave him my Pixel 3. I gave him my Pixel 3 and said, use it because you'll be on the latest version of Android. Of course, it was a learning curve for him. He had to get used to it. Now he's used to it. So he's kind of used to stock Android now. Going somewhere else might be a learning curve for him. But I know my dad, if nobody buys him a phone for a gift or gifts him a new phone, he's going to stay on that Pixel 3. Probably by the time even when the Pixel 10 comes out, he'll still be on the Pixel 3. He'll be 7 generations behind. He doesn't care. But that's him. Any idea what's going to be new on Android 12? One of the first things that I know that I'm actually pretty excited about, to be quite honest, is the new theming. And I mean like actual theming now. So yeah, let me pull up. There's a list.
Message about the food stuff?
Huh?
You have a message about the food stuff?
No.
You're done for an hour.
No, I didn't get anything. I didn't even know. I know. Let me pull this up here. As dinner was done like over an hour ago, and I didn't even know that. But okay. Here, let's take a look at this. Android 12. So I had this pulled up yesterday. And so here's a list of what XDA says that we could see in Android 12. So just making sure you guys can see that. All right, so what we have here, I mean, obviously the first couple of things they talk about basically is when is Android 12 releasing, Android 12 developer preview, betas with platform stability and stable. Then like when will your device get Android 12, all that stuff, right? So they're saying there's going to be a UI refresh, right? Widget changes, so changes to how the widgets look. Privacy indicators and privacy settings changing. This is a big thing. This is what I was talking about yesterday in the live stream. I was talking about how there will be an indicator that actually shows you when your camera and microphone's being accessed. Hold on real quick. Hey.
What?
Come here.
What?
Come here.
What?
Happy Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. Sorry. I drank too much.
Oh, okay. Now I see what you guys are doing. Anyways, so yeah, so widget changes, privacy indicators. So like, yeah, they're gonna start showing when your camera is active, but also that same indicator on the top right of the display. Like if it's green, it means your camera and your microphone is currently active. And when you click on it, it'll tell you what app is using the microphone and camera. If it's orange, it means that it was in use. You can still click it and it will tell you what app was recently using your camera and microphone. Privacy concerns that a lot of people have about cameras and microphones being turned on without their knowledge. Now you'll know if they were on or off. There's also going to be a new setting that will completely disable the camera and the microphone. And if you toggle these two off to disable it, no app, Facebook, Android camera, Twitter, nothing will be able to access the camera and microphone on your device until you turn those toggles back on. So When you, it's just a one click turn off, no app can actually access them. It's that type of security that they're adding in. Screen rolling screenshot, so being able to screenshot long pages on your on your display when you're looking at a website. Anti tracking features will be in there. I'll open these up and kind of go a little bit in depth in them again. The one I'm actually happy about is expanded theming, and I'll get into that as to exactly what they mean by expanded theming. That's the reason why that the if you Google search Android 12 and you see images of people saying that it looks like One UI, it looks like One UI because that is a specific theme. The theme that's shown in those screenshots apparently is supposed to be like um the wallpaper. It's supposed to match the wallpaper. Apparently in Android 12 with theming, if you apply a wallpaper, it will suggest a theme that you could apply to, like, the accents, the color of the accents, the color of the notification shade, the color, around the icon apps and all that stuff to match your wallpaper, or to like make it seem like it's a full-fledged like theme you downloaded from the Play Store. So they're really opening up customization with Android 12, really kind of opening that up. And we can kind of see now when you look back at Android 11, and how you were able to change the icon shapes and how you were able to pick certain colors for the notification, quick setting tiles and all that other stuff. The writing was on the wall, so they were going to kind of go that route. From 10, let's see. From 10 to 11 wasn't a really big difference. Right. There were very, very minor incremental changes in from Android 9 to 10, 10 to 11. So 9, 10, and 11 were just kind of grouped them together, right? There weren't major changes to the user interface and feature-wise. Small features added in, with the cameras and stuff like that, but nothing anything major. This time with Android 12, these seem like major changes. So don't mind my son, he's throwing a fit. All right, let's go. Let's head here to privacy indicators and settings. So you see right here on the top where it has the green bubble and it shows a microphone and a camera, right? So that's what I'm talking about, the indicators that's going to show you when your camera and your microphone is like in use. So if it's not being in use, that won't be up there on the top, because you'll notice here that the time has been moved over to the left side. The Wi-Fi, the data signal, battery has been moved on to the right side. So they kind of like flipped it around just so they can have that right there. The camera and microphone icon setting or icon indicator showing you that they're actually active. Here's a screenshot of the privacy itself, where you can toggle off disable camera, which completely disables the camera. You can mute your microphone, which basically disables your microphone, which means that no other apps is going to be able to use these things unless you turn them back on. So you have control over the camera and microphone. Let's see. Let's go to anti-tracking features here. Anti-tracking features, obviously, this is kind of like, I say this is kind of weird. Google's kind of weird about this because Google likes to build what they call an enriched ad experience. So they kind of track you. That way they can provide relevant advertisement to you. So it's like, what, they're going to shoot themselves in their own foot. I don't know how good this is going to be, but basically they're intending to do this anti-tracking feature. So while this feature has not been revealed in the leak, Google did express an intention to build a less stringent version of Apple's app tracking transparency feature. Google is looking to balance privacy with an ad-supported ecosystem. Hence, Google's version of this feature will likely be less strict and may not require developers to get permissions from users to track their data. So again, it's just like hogwash right there. I mean, what's the point of saying that you're gonna like do what Apple's doing right now? Apple in iOS 15 is gonna make it where Facebook and Google apps and all these other different third-party apps have to disclose if they have any tracking, like data tracking in those applications on you, and that you do have a right to opt out of it, where basically it will block their ability to track you. Google's supposed to be doing the same thing, but then again, it's like they're not really putting the hammer down on third-party app developers. So what's the point of them actually doing this? Well, the point of them actually doing this is just so they can say they're doing it, not necessarily actually do it. So, okay, this is only in word, basically. Anti-tracking is just in word for Google and Android 12. Doesn't mean they're actually going to do it. And I knew they weren't going to do it because, again, Google's main bread and butter is advertisement. So why would they shoot the very thing that they make their money off of? They wouldn't. But to say it's there. So when people compare iOS to Android and people are like, well, iOS has protected my privacy by having third party developers do this, Google can say, well, we did it too, anti tracking features in Android 12. But are they really anti tracking features? No. For those people who've been wanting Android to look different without having to install, you know, different third-party launchers like Nova Launcher and all that, you'll be able to do it now. Expanded theming system, says we briefly mentioned the expanded theming system as part of the UI refresh, but there's a bit more to discuss. The expanded theming system in Android 12 may allow users to change the system's primary color and accent colors, and also apply those colors to third-party applications. Those third-party applications that support it. So if Facebook supports this and say you make your primary OS color to be pink and the accent to be like orange, so it kind of like, contrasts to one another, so you can see like yellow Wi-Fi icon indicator, or on a pink notification shade drop down, right? If Facebook supports this, then when you launch Facebook, Facebook's user interface for you would be like a pink primary color with like yellow text fonts and everything like that throughout the Facebook feed. It depends on the third party developer to coincide with this, but Android is making it possible where not only is the operating system itself fully customizable as far as theming it with a primary color and an accent color or secondary color, but allowing third-party app developers to kind of like coincide with this and allow their apps to actually be governed by the theming of Android and Android 12 to allow these apps to have a refreshed look for themselves too. It is beneficial to all parties involved. So third-party apps can look to say, hey, this is going to be great. This is going to be amazing. This is going to be where people are going to look at Twitter and say, Twitter is no longer that baby blue color and, and dark mode or light mode. Now we can have a pink thread with, bright green text for Twitter, just spitballing here, but not saying that's exactly what's going to happen. Android 12's deeper theming options will likely vary from brand to brand as OEMs provide users with their own custom colors. So again, they can't guarantee you that like one UI from Samsung is going to have this, or that LG's UX is going to have it, but they can guarantee you that stock Android is going to have it. Alejandro, what's up, man? What's going on, bro? They have to disclose that because again, one of the things that most people get confused with is, they feel like that Android has control over Samsung's UI. They have control over OnePlus's UI. They don't. They just license them Android to use as the operating system in their hardware. That's it. That's all Android can do. They cannot force them to update phones to the latest version of Android. They cannot force them how the design of Android should be on their phone. Once they take Android, the core operating system of a smartphone, once they take it, they are free to do whatever they want to do with it under the open sourced project. That's what it is. It's open sourced. It's not closed like iOS. iOS is a closed source operating system. It is proprietary to only iPhones and iPads. That's it. Well, I mean, yeah, to iPads. I don't buy into this malarkey that, well, Tito, get your facts right. iOS is for iPhones and iPad OS is for iPads. It's the same freaking thing with minor adjustments and differences because you're using a tablet versus using a smartphone, but it is iOS. Just, yeah, shut up, people who like to argue that. It's just iOS, but it's proprietary to Apple hardware. That's it. Nothing else. With Android, open sourced, which means that even you can build hardware. You can go and buy a processing chip from Qualcomm. You can buy, the logic board, from a manufacturing company. You can buy a plastic casing or a glass casing or an aluminum body casing. You can buy the Sony IMX, let's say 371 camera sensor for the selfie or for the back camera, for the main camera sensor. You can buy all those things. You can buy battery from a battery manufacturing company. You can buy all those components and build your own smartphone. And then you can take Android. You can get the source code files for Android and you can customize it and rewrite it to the way you want it. And you can call it your own. You can call it, BSOS if you want to. You can. because you paid the licensing fee to use Android, and you can build it. Why do you think there's XDA.com that has a handful of developers going on there uploading their custom ROM for particular phones that they work with, and people can, they can root their Android phone, install a custom recovery that allows them to flash these custom ROMs without it needing to have I forgot what that's called. But there's like a certain security thing that Android looks for in order to accept it as a legit operating system. But since it's a modified custom ROM, it doesn't have this. So using a custom recovery bypasses that and flashes the ROM onto the phone. And once the ROM is on the phone and it boots, you see it's completely different. You can call it anything you want. You can call it BSOS. You can have a splash screen instead of it saying powered by Android. You can have a splash screen that says BSOS. Actually, it should say powered by Android because that was something that Google did put out there for OEMs to do, which is the reason why when you're buying Android phones right now, you see a lot of them like you boot on a LG phone and I'll say like LG K55 and then I'll say powered by Android. It says that for that very reason. Yeah. No. Okay. Talk to your mom. Talk to your mom about that. Okay. Okay. I'm not going to be settling differences with the children today if they're arguing. What's up, Carlos, man? What's going on? So yeah, but yeah, you can literally take Android and make your own version of Android and put it on your own custom built hardware if you wanted to. That's the difference between it. You can't do it with iOS. If you take iOS and you put it on your own hardware built, you will be sued by Apple because iOS is proprietary to Apple. That's what it is at the end of the day. It's proprietary to Apple. So, they can't tell OEMs what to do, but so like a Samsung doesn't want to go this route with Android 12 if they don't want it to be customizable, where you can completely customize the entire primary color of the operating system and then the accent colors of the operating system. Samsung is free to do that. But just know stock Android. So the Android that's going to be running on Google Pixels, Motorola's to a degree, OnePlus to a degree, but definitely Google Pixels, you will be able to change the main color of the operating system and the accent colors. You can do any variation you want. As you guys can see here, they have some of some of these things here. So you got this nice, kind of like a midnight, it's not a midnight, but a light blue, with slightly pink accents here, yellow on the brightness bar. On this one, these two right here, you have more of a pink theme setup. Pink notification shade and white accent. Yeah, these are things you're gonna be able to do. If you guys see here, the Google search bar on these two right here is an orange, so it's like orange blue, and on this one it's like pink over pink, right? So you got like a hot pink, and then you got like a very like dark shade of pink. Well, not dark shade, but like a very mild shade of pink. So I mean, you can really totally mess with Android and make it the way that you wanted to with Android 12. Those are some of the things that that they are talking about. At least XDA is mentioning the whole privacy thing with the camera being accessed and all that stuff. I definitely am for that. The whole thing of anti-tracking features is BS. Sorry, Google, we'll call you out on your stuff. It's BS. If you're not going to do it like how Apple's doing it, where it's being super transparent with its users, that said app tracks your movement so it can create an enriched ad experience for you. If you're not going to force third-party, apps to have to disclose that, you're not really all about anti-tracking. You're just saying it just so you can say that you guys did it in Android 12. That is the absolute fact about it. Before I hop off of here, I've been on here for about like 40 minutes. So before I jump off of here, let me just say this, okay? Number one, if you have an Android phone that is over a year old and has not been given the latest treatment. So let me take that back. If you have an Android phone that is over 2 years old and has not been given the latest treatments of the latest Android, don't hold your breath and expect that the next version of Android is going to come to it. If it didn't get the latest, it's not going to get any right now. Tito, don't mean to go off topic, but which one is the best gallery app? Whichever one fits the way that you want a gallery app to function. I mean, you could use Google Photos, But if you don't like Google Photos, if it's too bulky for you, you could, if you could take it off your phone. I'm pretty sure most Android phones have them as a default gallery, but you could disable it and use Gallery Go, which is by Google. Also, it's a very light version of it, or you could use different other gallery apps out there. Just whichever one's your preference. I use Google Photos. I use Google Photos. I don't stray away from it. So, yeah. But yeah, old Android phones. Old Android phones are not likely to get latest version of Android. I saw that on Instagram, so I just thought I would do that here. Yeah, it's just not. It's not happening. It's just not. So if you got a phone that's on Android Oreo, that's what it's going to be on. Hell, I know this. I have a Nexus 5X. I really like that phone. I really do. Yes, it's plastic. It was built by LG. It's clunky. It's squarish. It's all kinds of things. But I liked it. And it didn't get Android 11 or Android 12. I'm not going to hold my breath. I mean, yeah, I can go and get a custom ROM and flash it to Android 11. I've done it before. You know. But as far as getting it directly from Google, no, it's not supported anymore. And I'm okay with that. You gotta be okay with that. You gotta be okay with that. Because OEMs can't sell software updates for Android. So they're gonna sell you hardware with updated Android. That's the way it goes. There's no way around it. That's how it is. Trust me, I've been messing with Android for years. Okay? For years, I've been messing with Android. It's not likely to change anytime soon with Samsung, LG, Motorola, Xiaomi, Redmi, Huawei, Honor, Coolpad, and Hot Pepper Ghost. Yes, Hot Pepper Ghost is really a phone manufacturer. TCL and ZTE. It's not happening. It's not happening anytime soon. It's just not. So you got a very old Android phone, and you're saying that you're holding out for it to get Android 12. Maybe I'll get Android 12. It's not going to. If it didn't get 11, 10, 9, 8, it's not getting 12. Georgia Crosby, hey, how's it going? Welcome. I haven't seen you here before, but welcome here. So I got to put that out there. So again, shout out to Gene for setting the foundations for me to explain that, because I know he's holding out, hoping that his other Android devices will get moved up to Android 12. Also, to answer another question that he likes to ask quite a bit of, is that he has devices that haven't received Android 10 or Android 11. Will they get Android 12? No, they won't. They won't. It's just they don't jump that way. Very few times do they jump. I think like there was I think the LG Stylo 4, the 4 or 3 did a jump like that, but it's very, very, very rare. Never happens. Every new phone only gets high range ones, only get the operating system it comes with, update, I mean, and one more, never two. Example, Android 10, 11, never 12. If it came with 11, then 11 and 12. Yeah. Except for Pixels. I mean, Pixels will they kind of go outside of that rule. Samsung promised to do that, at least with their flagships, though. They promised 3 year support, 2 major OS updates. So I know like my Pixel 5 will get 12 and 13. I know my Pixel 4 will get 12, and will probably get 13, and 13 will be the cutoff point for it. Because I know the Pixel 3 will get Android 12, and that will be the last major software update it gets. It'll just continue to get security patch updates until towards the end of 2022. It won't get anything after that. Mid-range, don't even think about it. Same with lower range ones, never. Right. Budget phones, mid-range phones have always been in that realm because they sell anywhere from $20 up to $350. They're in that bracket. Again, OEMs find it more profitable for them to just make a new updated hardware of last year's hardware with the latest version of Android and sell you that rather than update those phones. OnePlus is promising 3 updates now on flagships. A lot of them are. You know, it's that, when Samsung did it, now OnePlus is doing it too. Now they promise it, but did they promise that it would be in a timely manner? See, they can always say that we promise you three updates on their flagships now, but when Android 12 comes out, it doesn't mean that they promise that when Android 12 is released, they will update their OnePlus devices to Android 12. They could wait until February the next year and update it to Android 12. Um, See, there's always loopholes in these things that kind of saves them from being embarrassed about it or anything like that. And I think that's some of the things that we really have to look at here. We really have to kind of just acknowledge that, understand that, and know one, fragmentation is prevalent in Android, and it's because you have OEMs licensed to use Android. If Android was to close it down, and just keep it strictly for the Pixels, and force Samsung, LG, Motorola them to develop their own operating system for their hardware, that would be a totally different case. It totally would be. Honestly, Android is a open source and licensed to be used with those companies. I was actually thinking the reason why they were in development of Project Fuchsia was because Fuchsia was the future of Google Pixels. That was going to be the proprietary operating system to run in Google Pixels. I mean, they tested it on Chromebooks. It is still in development, and it completely changes the way that the UI, the user interface looks. So with that being said, I was really thinking that Project Fuchsia was going to be on Google's own hardware. That would be what they would really focus on, and they would continue to develop Android and give out the source code files to OEMs so that way they can use that as an operating system for them to use. It's a win-win because Google can stray away from Android with their Google Pixel phone and kind of focus on proprietary and keep it closed and really put everything into it. But then at the same time too,
Are you ever gonna eat?
yeah, let me finish. But at the same time too, you know, license out Android to Samsung and them and still make money off of that. So they would make money off of Android, licensing it to OEMs, and then also make money on their phones with, Fuchsia. But I mean, that's just spitballing. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. That's just spitballing. Who knows exactly what will happen with Project Fuchsia? It could be dead on arrival. We don't know. Big John Tech Reviews, salute to you, sir. Good evening. Yeah, actually, good morning. It's midnight my time. Actually, it's 12:40 a.m. my time. Yeah, I'm up late today. Hey Tito, I would say a smartphone needs to be replaced every 3 years at most. Don't you agree? I mean, I change every year if people got the money to throw. If not, 3 years or two. Yeah, right around there, roughly. Definitely 2 years. Definitely 2 years because again, you also got to think of hardware components such as processing chips, such as GPUs, those types of things. Sensors. You have to think about those. Those things could become obsolete, where therefore you would need much updated hardware to actually run, the next version of Android with all the features that it's going to give. So yeah, at least 2 years, at least every 2 years. Um, but then people, there are people who agree with that. That will say every 2 years they should upgrade, but then there are the ones going out every time they see the ad for the next Galaxy S series or the next Google Pixel or the next iPhone. They're just up to the next one. So it's like split. Everybody's different in their own ways. You know what I mean? But I would say every 2 years. Every 2 years you should upgrade because by then the chips and sensors and everything like that would be slightly obsolete. If you're holding a 5-year-old Android device, definitely upgrade because then those components are definitely obsolete compared to how Android will run today. When people wonder how come people say that Android 11 is so good, but I got it on this phone and it's crap. Well, it was because the hardware in your phone that's about a year old or 2 years old, if you was lucky to get Android 11, is also contained within the scope of what it can do based upon the limitations set upon the hardware that's inside of the phone. You cannot absolve that. It's just like when people are like, the Pixel 6 will be able to connect to 5G and have faster speeds. So that means my Pixel 5 will be able to. No, it won't. The reason why it won't is because the Pixel 6 will more likely have, a modem that's similar to the Snapdragon X65, right? And by the time it comes out, the Pixel 5 will never update its modem. The modem is a hardware that's set inside. The X52 is what's in the Pixel 5, so you will never see it obtain the speeds that the Pixel 6 will be able to get, or even what the iPhone 13 would be able to get. Limitations are set by hardware within the device. You cannot go around it. Carlos says Samsung sucks. You and I know why, Carlos, but I remember there's an embargo on why we can't really explain that unless the embargo's been lifted. I don't know. You know that because it's within the community and you are one of the figureheads in the community. Pretty says especially now with 4K display on Sony phones and now with 120 hertz. Yeah, no. Honestly, to me, I don't think the Pixel 5 should have even got 90 hertz refresh. What's the point? If it didn't go to 120, what was the point of it? Because I don't even use it. I don't even use 90 hertz refresh. I keep it dumbed down to 60. That's just me. It's still smooth to me. 120 hertz, you'll definitely see the difference in that. I've seen phones that have 120 hertz refresh. And yeah, when you play games and stuff, it looks good. But I mean, 120 hertz on Facebook, that ain't nothing. You're just scrolling through Facebook. It is sad. It is absolutely sad. But yeah, so hopefully, and those who know Gene, make sure you share this to him and tag him in this so he understands. His old Android devices are not likely. Actually, I always put it like this: they're not going to get Android 12. Okay, his Pixel 3 will get Android 12, and that's it. And if he really wants to know why those old Android phones won't get Android 12, go to the manufacturer. If it's Samsung, go to Samsung. If it's LG, go to LG. Whoever built the phone, go to them and ask them why they won't put the latest version of Android on it because it's in their hands. It's up to them to do it. The refresh rate on small screen is pointless. It's another battery drainer. It is. It'll kill your battery. See, people don't think about that. You can get 120 hertz on a display that's like 5.1 inch display, and it's gonna sap the hell out of your battery to use it. And it's pointless to see it on such a small display like that. You need like a 6-inch display, higher to really see what 120 hertz can do. You need a 6-inch display. Yes, Ray. I love you too. Yeah, go. He's coming in here to try to be on camera. Close door, go. Just know this when you try to podcast and you have kids, if your kids are like animated like mine, they will do that. They will definitely do that. And I love my kids very much, so I don't mind. And you guys got to see my youngest son. And yes, he did let me cut his hair short. He used to have long hair. He let me cut it short. So he's excited about that. Yeah, so I'll leave it up to Q&A here real quick for the last 6 minutes because I usually go for about an hour. Then I end the live stream in about an hour. While I'm waiting for any other questions to pop up, I do want to say happy Valentine's Day to a lot of you out there. Hopefully you guys have made great preparations to celebrate Valentine's Day. But to be honest, and yes, I'm going to say the cliche thing right now, but you should be not thankful, but appreciative of the love of your life for sticking by you and for putting up with your crap. Not just guys, ladies, you're guilty too. You do things that irk the hell out of us, but we still stay. Love is a very interesting concept. You can really kind of go into it and try to explain it. You can talk about how it's just chemicals in the body and reactions to it or whatever. But here's the thing. Love is unconditional. Okay. This is my take on love. Love is unconditional. Love is not defined by look because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It doesn't matter if she looks like she doesn't eat, and it shouldn't matter if she looked like she ate the whole buffet. That's not how you judge, that's not how you judge love. That's not how you judge the measure of love. Okay? It doesn't matter. It don't matter, if she's like, has no blemishes on her face or if she has a few blemishes on her face. That don't matter. It's how you connect with the person. Okay? And again, like I said, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Some people will question, people will be like, how does he say that person is gorgeous? To him or her, that person may be gorgeous, but that's them. It's not a one size fits all thing. So just remember that. Don't be afraid, because I know there's some people who suffer from that. Some people who hide who they love or hide, who they're attracted to because they're worried about other people. Look, people got to stop worrying about what other people think. Okay, if you like the person, if you connect with the person, then proudly stand beside the person regardless what anyone says. People will make fun, people will say some real shitty things. Oh well, so be it. Opinions are like assholes and everybody's got one. You know what? All that matters is that you're happy. So, you should definitely go and for the person that stood by you, for the person that loves you for you and that you love them for them, you know, today is the day. Today we celebrate that. We celebrate love. We celebrate love. And don't do a cliche thing and buy them a new phone unless they're into that type of stuff. But if they're not into tech, if you're into tech and they're not into tech, you need to know what they're into, and then you need to gift them something from that. Um, yeah, trust me. These are I'm giving you guys, advice from someone who's made those mistakes. Okay, I've gone through it. We kind of get in our own way and kind of think, something that we think is cool as a gift. Think, oh, this will be cool for her, and then we go and we buy them the gift, and they're like, of course, because they love you, they're gonna be like, oh, thank you so much, babe, and they'll show it off. My babe got me this, but that's not what they really, really, liked. They could like makeup palettes. They could like they could like collecting seashell necklaces, earrings, jewelry. Maybe they like funny graphical T-shirts and stuff like that, or they like collecting hoodies, or maybe a physical gift is not what they want. Maybe they just want to spend a day with you doing nothing, like turn your freaking phones off and just get out there and do something together and spend time with each other and conversate and things like that. Sony, Samsung, Pixel, all the others, an iPhone. Oh, okay. Is that what you're rating the phones as? Sony's your top, followed by Samsung, then Pixels, then all other brands like LG and Motorola, and then iPhone. iPhones are not bad. The wars between iOS and Android. All right, let me just say this: it's over. It is over. Or cash. Yeah, you can give them money and just let them spend it on whatever they want. They want. Kayla. yeah, yeah. Kayla be on that level of stuff, but really, that's just really what it's all about. So just don't forget that. Don't forget, it's not about the type of gift you think it's cool. It's about the type of gift that they may like. So obviously, spending quality time is the biggest thing. It is the biggest thing. And before I close this out, the reason why I was being very, very like last night, I said in the live stream last night, that for everybody who rock with me and everything like that, I was a bit emotional. I was a bit emotional, and because I was worried. I was worried about a test, and I'm trying to pull it up here. Where is it? Actually, there it is. Okay, so let me log in and I'll show you guys. I got my results back, and I am results for COVID-19 testing negative. COVID-19 test negative, so I tested negative for COVID-19, so I'm good. Yeah, so I was a bit emotional yesterday because I was kind of nervous. I was like, okay, I guess I did come in contact with with somebody who had it, and so I went and got tested, and my results came back as negative, and it was a free test, obviously, and it was tested by ASU, Arizona State University. I went through them to get tested, so yeah, I am negative for COVID-19. I said it here on the podcast. I don't care if YouTube's going to demonetize it. Big deal. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I got for you guys today. Happy Valentine's Day to you and your lady, my brother. Yeah, thank you so much, man. And happy Valentine's Day to you and your significant other, whether you are married or not married. I don't know if you're married or not, but the person in your life, definitely. Caleb, Caleb is like the dude of romance. You guys want any tips or whatever on how to put together a good date? Ask that man. Ask Caleb. He knows because he be putting on some like tremendous dates. He's always having a good time, he's by the way he describes how his dates goes and what the things that he does and everything like that, he's an all-out true gentleman. So any guys out there that might be lacking in that department, hit up Caleb, hit up Carlos, hit up Carlos for some advice too. I know Carlos got some good advice too. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for tonight. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning already. I'm gonna take myself to bed, and I think you guys should too. Um, I'll live stream again here in a little while. Not a little while, but maybe Monday. Well, yeah, Monday I'll come back Monday. Monday afternoon I'll come back with another podcast. We'll talk more about it. If you guys have any more questions about Android, let me know. Hit it in the comment section of the video. If I find more questions in the comments, I will definitely do an update on Android. Caleb says I try. That's all that counts, right? Is you try, But anyways, you guys have been awesome. Happy Valentine's Day. Y'all take it easy. Till the next time, as always, law. Peace. Love, peace, chicken grease.